Oh, hi. What's up, my dudes? Debating on the lipstick I have on. I don't know. I probably look like a clown. I don't normally wear lipstick, so. Anyways, okay. So, I promised a story time like a week ago, but I have been so tired and working so hard. So, even though I'm tired right now, I was literally falling asleep watching. Me and my daughter have been watching Escape Tonight, the third season, which is amazing. We just watched the new episode, and then we started watching Liza on Demand, which I watched all the episodes today at work while I listened to them. So now I'm like watching them with my daughter, and oh my god, so funny. Liza, I know she's like younger than me, but I aspire to like have like a similar career as hers. Anyways, I don't know if you'd really call this video comedy. So it's just something weird and scary that happened to me and the cat lady that I clean for and take care of. Her name is Phyllis. Okay. So, I was at her house like I am 7 days a week ago. And I had just got there, so I was on my way out the front door to take the cats outside some water. And as I opened the door, I noticed there's a guy already, like, right up at the door with a little dog. And I was like, can I help you? And he just, like, mumbled something and then tried to walk in, like push around me. And I was like, so I leaned over to block the door. And I was like, um, is there something I can do for you? And then he says, yeah, I need to use your phone. And I was like, okay. Well, hang on, because this isn't my house. Let me find out. And so I asked Phyllis, who's standing close enough where she can see the guy and she can see his dog. And she's, already going, let him in, give the dog some water, blah, 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 do this, get him a drink, get him blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, Phyllis, like, we don't know this guy, like, she's like, let him in, get him out of the heat, blah, blah, blah. So she lets him in. I decided I'm going to be smart and go outside. And I'm going to stay outside. I don't get paid enough to risk my life for her. And unfortunately, my life has been in danger numerous times when I'm with her. I can be perfectly safe everywhere else, but I get in her company and then bam, something always happens where I'm in danger. Or, like, possible danger. So anyways, I'm outside. I go to the neighbors who's sitting outside, and I'm like, hey, do y'all know that guy that just walked up to our door? And he's like, what guy? And I was like, okay, so they don't know this guy. They don't have a friend. And I found out they didn't have any friends over, not like that. So I'm like, well, maybe he's coming from one of the other houses over there, or maybe he's broke down. But, like, I stood out on the road, and I didn't see a broken down car anywhere. You can see kind of far. And I just thought it was kind of weird that he stopped at her house. Like, the only elderly lady in the area. So anyways, I was like, well, I'm just going to stay outside. So I did. But I stayed on the porch. And that way, if she screamed or something, I would be able to hear her. So, about 30 minutes go by. All of a sudden, she opens the door. And I can't stop recording. What? Miss what? I'm recording. I can't stop this. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So she's like, Amy, don't you ever let some strange person in my house again. And I was like, excuse me. Excuse me. I said, oh, honey, you're the one that said, oh, let him in, let him in. Let's feed and water him and his dog and make him at home. Let's see if he wants to take a nap, possibly. And I'm sitting there like, and I was like, Phyllis, I'm the one that said don't do it, and you still did it. And I said, and I will not put my life at risk and come in that house. And she was like, I know, and then I said, she said something else, I can't remember what it was, but anyways, I said, where is he? Because she was talking kind of loud, and I thought it was kind of weird that she'd be saying all this if he was, like, right there. But he wasn't right there, he was in the bathroom. And I was like, what is he doing? Because she's like, he's been in there a long time. And I was like, what is he doing? And she says, I don't know. So she's like, are you coming in or not? Like, she's just, like, a real intimidating, mean person. So I was just like, fine. So I got my phone ready, and I had 911 already dialed. And it was on the screen. So all I would have to do is hit the call button. So, I go inside. She hollers at him and says, hey, are you okay in there? He opens the bathroom door. He's not on the toilet or nothing like that. He was standing in front of the sink. And it's a really, really tiny bathroom. She has two. This was the small one. And he was like, he opens the door and he goes, yeah, I'm fine. And he shuts the door back. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Well, a minute later, I hear a sound come from that bathroom. But I didn't know what it was. I thought he had, like, opened and shut the door again. But I found out later what the sound was. And I'll get to that in a minute. So, anyways, he finally comes out. And she's like, Amy, why don't you fix him a Jimmy Dean, croissant thing? And she loves those things. And she was like, he can eat it on the road, for the road and whatnot, blah, blah. She starts to tell him he needs to leave. She's like, look, you've been here long enough. You've had enough time to make your phone call, and wait for them to show up or whatever. You can go outside in the road, walk, I don't care, but you need to leave. She told him twice to leave. And he's like, but then she tells me to fix him that Jimmy Dean. And she's like, but as soon as that's done cooking, when she brings this to you, I want you to go. There was no other, she didn't, sugarcoat nothing. She said it point blank. So there was no way he could have misinterpreted or misheard what she said, because she told him twice. So anyways, I fix the croissant. I get it done. He's sitting on the couch at this point. He's already used the phone again, but didn't actually call anybody, because I hear a dial tone, or like the lady who the recording when, like, your phone, if you actually have a house phone, most people don't anymore, but when you have your phone off the hook or on for too long with a dial tone, then you're going to get a recording and the woman said something. That's what I heard. So I knew then he wasn't making a phone call. He was pretending to. And I guess he was so high, he thought that we wouldn't notice. So, also, this guy had a huge bulge of something in his pocket. And no, it wasn't because he was happy to see us. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a wallet, and it didn't look like a knife. It seriously did look like a gun. So I was freaking out. And the whole time I stayed in contact with the neighbors. We were texting each other. And I told them, if I don't come out in 10 minutes, call the cops for me. And so I take him his croissant. He's sitting on the couch. I said, all right, here you go, man. Be safe out there. And he starts eating. He doesn't get up. He just is, this man has made himself at home. He is comfortable. He's just like, sitting back in the couch like this, like just relaxing, man. And I'm just like, this is so weird. Like, who acts this way? Who is so inappropriate that they would do this in a stranger's house? Oh, and Phyllis proceeded to tell me earlier on that he had been up there yesterday. But I'm not sure she let him in or not. But I know he did come to our house the day before. So anyways, I finally said, you know what? Fuck all this Southern hospitality bullshit. I'm not putting my life at risk just because of good manners. So, I walk up to him and I said, dude, didn't she ask you to leave? And he was like, he just mumbled some shit. Because that's something I noticed about him. Like, if he didn't want to give you a direct, clear answer, he would mumble it. If it's something that he wanted to make sure you heard, he could say it clearly and with intention, you know. But, you know, he mumbled a lot. And I was just like, you know, he mumbled something. And he's like, well, I was like, are you like broke down or something? And he was like, no, man, I just seen his phone, you know, and it's whatever. And I'm just like, is somebody like picking you up? He's like, nah, man, and you know, it's like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, what the? I said, look, dude. So I tell him again, I said, I think you need to leave. This is the third time. Now, the third time, though, I actually asked him, I said, didn't she tell you to leave? So the fourth time, I'm now telling him to leave. And I said, I think you need to leave. You need to go, okay? Because she asked you to leave, and she was nice enough to be nice about it. And at this point, Phyllis had disappeared. She went into the back bathroom and apparently wasn't coming back out. She was going to make sure I handled the hard shit like I always do at her house. So, I start to walk out the front door because I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going outside. I'm going to call the cops. So, I start walking out the front door. Thankfully, at that point, he gets up and follows me out. And that's when I say, you know what, dude? You gotta understand that you just come up in a house where only 2 women are there, an elderly woman and then me, and you just make yourself at home, and like, you can't be upset with us because we're asking you to go, because it's inappropriate. And it's really scary for us because we don't know what your intentions are. And then he's like, you know, mumbled some more stuff. So at this point, we go outside. I think he's leaving. Guess what? He still hasn't left at this point. He sits his damn ass down on the fucking couch on the porch and still eating his damn Jimmy croissant that stupid Phyllis had to let him out. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, in the middle of all this, from like earlier on, he asked me for a cigarette. He went outside and smoked it. And his dog, you know, I made sure I let his dog out with him. I thought maybe he would leave at that point. Of course he didn't. He came back in. He didn't ask to come back in or anything. He just walked in like it was his house. So anyways, let's go back up to the present. So anyways, he's on the couch, on the porch at this point. The neighbors are all sitting outside at this point. And so I'm telling him, you know, oh, he had already asked to use my cell phone to get on Facebook, and I told him my phone was about dead. So now, a second time, he proceeds to say, can I use your cell phone, man, so I can get on Facebook? And he was like, come on, man, just let me use it. He's not mumbling now, because he wants me to hear what he has to say. And I say, no. If I log out of Facebook so you can log in, I won't ever be able to log back in again, because I don't remember my password. I've had this account for years. I don't remember what it is. Plus, it's signed up through an old Yahoo email account that I don't even use anymore because I don't remember the password to that one. So, you know, he's like, oh, it's bullshit, you know, and I'm just like, really? Really? Are we doing this today? Really? Then he like points up at her car. He was like, man, why don't you drive me over to Yellow Creek Road? Excuse me? Who do I look like? Do I look like your mama? Do I look like your Uber? Because I don't think so. I was like, the last thing I wanted to do was be alone with him in a car. And I said, no, man, I ain't got enough gas. And I literally didn't. Like, I used her car because my truck was totaled last year. Somebody hit us. So, the car was very, very low on gas. And because we were supposed to go to the bank that day. So, anyways, he's like, man, I'll give you gas money. And I was like, I said, dude, that's not even my car. He's like, man, come on. Man, this ain't even right. Y'all messed up. Like, just start saying all this dumb shit. You know, and I'm just like, who do you think you are? Like, some stupid idiot. Just, I mean, he was a white boy. He looked like he was in his late 20s. And I think he was high. Possibly carrying a gun. A little bit taller than me, but not by much, maybe an inch or two. So he was kind of short for a white guy, you know. But anyways, so like I kept telling him, no, I'm not taking you anywhere. And I finally was like, you know what? My husband always made me promise to never get in a car with a strange guy I don't know, and never to let one in the house. I said, and she already broke that rule. I said, but I will not get in the car with you. And then he literally says, well, man, you think like somebody trying to kill me or something? And he like literally looked all confused, like, why? And when he said trying to kill me, he meant himself. Because he said me, and I was like, why would you even say that? Like, how did everything I just say sound like I meant somebody trying to kill you? So I say, no, man, not you being killed. I'm talking about you trying to kill me, possibly. I said, because I don't know you. And I mean, I just like let it out, man. I just let that strong woman out. And I let her take control, you know. And he didn't say nothing. And I think that was probably one of the scariest things, was he did not correct me when I said, nah, man, I meant you might kill me. He didn't say, oh, I would never do nothing like that. He didn't even mumble. He just didn't say nothing. Okay. Dear baby Jesus, today I confess and I repent of all my sins. Please open the gate to heaven and let me in, I pray. Because, girl, I thought I was going to die or something worse, you know. But, so finally I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going to the neighbor. So I walked to the neighbor's yard. I'm over there talking to the guy that lives, he roommates there. And then the girl stands up, which is also my friend, and she goes, Amy, everything okay over there? Something wrong? You need something? And as soon as she said that, he stands up. I guess he finally realized there was like 3 people sitting outside over there that's all seen him now at this point. So he gets up and he starts walking towards the road. And he gets right behind Phyllis's car. And he just turns back and looks at us and just goes, you know, just kind of waved at us. So it's like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? And then he leaves. So, you know, we all talk. A few minutes later, we agreed that Sonia would call the cops for me because I had to get back to work because all this time was wasted. And I wasn't able to work while he was there because I wasn't about to get distracted, you know. So she calls the cops. Cop shows up. I come outside. We're all over there in her yard. And right before I get to the cop, another neighbor from the other side of Phyllis's house walks up with her daughter and was like, hey, Amy, was that Bobby guy in your yard? And I was like, he came in the house. Like, he was there for an hour and refused to leave. And she was like, girl, he's walked up in my house like 2 or 3 times now without even knocking. She said, and lately he's been standing around in my yard and the neighbor's yard and he just won't move. It's like, I was like, okay, that's weird. And, oh, and before the cops got there, I went to the bathroom to inspect to see if he moved anything or stole anything. He was fucking with the window. It's the only window in the house that opens. And the blinds were moved. It's just like, it looked disheveled. Like, there's a certain way that bathroom stays. And we keep it shut. And we don't even use it. Because it's just so small and cramped up. So, later on, we got the neighbor to nail the window shut. But I think he was trying to make sure it was unlocked. So, and it doesn't lock. So he could have just popped that screen out and got in the middle of the night if he wanted to. Anyway, so we go over and we talk to the cops. And we find out this guy's name, which I won't blare it on here. But he proceeds to tell us that he recently got out of jail. His dad lives literally around the corner. So he could have went over. He could have just stayed home and used the phone. But he chooses not to. And then he said that he also has been known to always carry either a knife or a gun, or both. So, remember that bulge? Because he wasn't happy to see me. That it wasn't that. It was probably a gun. And, I mean, the bulge was so big, the neighbors could see it from their yard when he seen the dude. I mean, so that's how big of a bulge it was in his, he had on like sweatpants shorts or something. So anyways, the cop had backup that pulled up. He goes, yeah, we're going to go looking for him and give him a warning, because technically he had not broken the law at this point, because now if I had called while he was there, he could have gotten in trouble. But we didn't call till after he left. So, but you know, I was just trying to get the man the benefit of the doubt. But the cop said, if you see him again, do not confront him. Keep your doors locked and you call 911 immediately. Do not let him in. So, when you got two old OG cops, I mean, because they were old school, telling you that, then you best listen. They knew this dude very well. And he's been in and out of jail. He's had, you know, a lot of stuff. He's always high or something. But the story didn't quite end there. He didn't show back up at her house, as far as we know. But I went into the Dollar General, which is around the other way corner. And I walk in and see him standing in front of the register using the phone. Surprise, surprise. So I check out, and as I'm checking out, he is standing so close to me. Like, here's the back of this chair, and then here's me. That's how close he was standing to me. He could see everybody's money that would come up and check out. I mean, he could see into everybody's purse and everybody's wallets. Like, that's not cool, man. Like, the cashier should... What does that sound? Should have been wise enough to make him move. So anyways, I tried to get a message to her, but he was too close. So after I checked out, I go find the store manager, and I said, blah, 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 this is what happened. He's dangerous. If he won't leave. I guarantee you, he'll linger, he'll loiter around for a very long time. And you'll either have to forcefully make him leave, or you'll have to call the cops. You know, and I'm not sure what happened at that point. He probably left it on his own at some point. But I know that when I went back in, he was still talking on the phone. So, I mean, he was like making phone calls and talking as if like it was his phone, you know. And it's just like, dude, what is going on? So, I mean, I don't think he's quite right in the head either, but it's because of all the drugs he's done and does do, and it screwed his head up so bad. So, anyways, then yesterday, or no, the day before, me and Phyllis were coming back home to her house, and we see him walking, about to walk past her house, and he looks at us And we look at him. And then Phyllis says, turn around and drive around the block again. We wanted to see where he was trying to go to. And so we did, and he was gone. Oh, I forgot to say this. The day after he was at her house with me being there and stuff, the day after that, he went to the neighbor's house and asked to use their phone. Sonia comes out and she was like, we ain't got no phone and do not step into my yard. So he's, but he's been walking around and stuff like that though too, so I don't know. But that's the story. Sorry it's so long, but it literally was so scary. Like, I know it might not sound scary, but in the moment it was, because I didn't know what this guy was going to do to us. And I'm sitting there like, I might not make it home today. So, it was just, I don't know. I'm just glad that we ended up being okay. I just hope this guy stays away. But the fact of the matter is, his dad lives around the corner from Phyllis's house. So he's always going to be in the area. And more than likely, he's going to be walking around again. And he might even stop at Phyllis's again, because he's just that screwed up in the head. So, I don't know. But if he does show up again, you best believe I'm calling the cops. And we've been keeping her door locked, which we never really did that much, except for, like, she locks up when I leave, because, she's an older lady. But when I'm there, we always left it unlocked, But now we're leaving it locked. So, anyways, I guess the moral of the story is, don't let strange men into your home, honey. And don't let strange men into your car, either. Hell, sometimes you couldn't even let a strange girl. Because some of these women be out here working with their men, and you can't really trust anybody anymore. And that's sad. It's really, really sad. But I don't want none of y'all dying. So stay safe. Keep your doors locked. And keep the strangers away. And if somebody is acting funny out in your yard or something like that, call the cops. Even if it's nothing. It's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to your life and your well-being. So, that's it. So, anyways, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Give me some ideas of some other stuff you'd like to hear, or like me to, like video ideas you'd like for me to do. Oh, and if you have any questions, like, y'all send me a bunch of questions about stuff y'all want to know about me or my life or whatever. And I'll make a whole video where I just answer all y'all's questions. And I'll give y'all shout outs too during those videos. I'll read your names. So that way, and y'all can leave in those questions also your Musical.ly account or your Snapchat. And I'll shout those out. So that way other people can go and follow you guys as well. So, I'm all about showing the love, So I hope you guys show me love too. Anyways, so, I guess that's it. I'll leave all my social media names and stuff below, so that way you guys can go and follow me if you haven't already on my other things. So you guys have a great night. Peace out. I love your beautiful faces. Mwah! Good night, my dudes.